haven't put out a video in a few days, and mainly because I haven't been in a very good state of mind, and that is my priority when doing this, because nothing is scripted. This is all natural. This is like feelings and emotions and things I talk to you guys based on anything that can inspire me through my day, the people around me, things like that. So I try my best to be at my best for this. It's been a very busy week, so to speak, but this weekend I have a lot of plans, and I wanted to get some recording and things done before that. So let's see what trip we take. All right, so I'm just leaving the post office right now, heading towards the 2 train. Gonna head into the city for a while. Don't know what time I'll be getting back from there. Hopefully not too late. I'm still tedious and wondering of what I'm gonna do there. It's a little windy, so I'm sorry for the inconvenience on that. I'll keep you guys posted about anything else and see what else we can talk about once we're there. My mind is still being boggled as we speak. I'll touch more on that once I get out there. Right now I'm kind of just like trying to listen to some music, get on the train, and focus on everything else that comes with that. All right? Just wanted to show you about what it looks like around here, so to speak. All right, take it easy. All right, let's have a nice talk. It's been that kind of a day. A minimal day, but it's still been a day nonetheless. All right, so I just got to the park and I got to start thinking. I was talking to somebody earlier and it crossed my head. In many ways, when you stop to think about how nice it is outside, it does brighten certain things up. I was having a rough morning at the end of the day, and I don't know. It was insurance stuff, like important things you have to take care of as an adult, so to speak. And I don't know, the weather was gloomy. It was like, you know, like a little bit of ice rain, so to speak. And I still woke up going, it's gonna be a great day today. It's gonna be amazing, get that out of your head. And I said something to a friend of mine. I said, I like the fact it's gloomy and cloudy because I have to be my own bright light in this day. I have to be my own inspiration. I have to shine as high as I can. The good thing is having someone like her around makes it that much shinier, makes it that much brighter. Compliment, but in a way she deserves it, so to speak. But what I'm getting at this is sometimes even in like the darkest conditions or the worst type of scenarios, we have to be our own positivity. We really do, because there really isn't that much around us that can really manifest in us or influence us. We are our own influence. Like everyone else around us can just give us like advice, like, or vibes or anything else. You at the end of the day make a decision. You choose to allow that to affect you or not. And it's hard because some of us are very emotionally unstable, I want to say, but not everybody. We all take things differently. And for example, me, I'm a person who I can take bad news. It's not always a good thing, because sometimes people look at me as in like I'm heartless, I don't care, or I'm emotionally attached. That's not always the case. I do care, honestly. If you know me, I literally wear my heart on my, on my sleeve, or in this sense, on my sweater. But I do, and I do care, and it's just sometimes I don't allow it to show as much because you have to be that strength, that rock. Like when my grandmother died of cancer, I still remember in the hospital, everybody was crying, people were making rash decisions, people were saying things they regretted. I didn't bat one tear, and mainly because I couldn't. I had to be that person that held my mother's hand and told her we're gonna be okay. I had to hug my father and tell him it's gonna be okay. It's a very touchy subject, it's a very scarring moment for me, but it opened my eyes to many realizations, and it took a while for it to kick in, like I think that's how emotion works with us. But like I said, I did not allow it to take over me. I allowed that to come to positivity. I didn't go off to think of her death. I honored her life, and I thought of all the positive things she did. Like I spoke to one of my cousins today, and I basically told him something about that situation. I said, look, a lot of the time people bring out all the bad things she did, all the bad things that she was. No, think about it. All the good things she did and said for us, like honestly, she did so many good things. Like I remember one time I got jumped in the middle of the street leaving school. I showed up with bruises, black and blues, and a broken nose almost. And my grandmother took care of me and gave me lunch and told me, don't worry, it's gonna be okay. And if your parents ask, you came here after school. She didn't have to do that. She didn't have to care. She didn't have to be there for that point, but she did. And I love that woman to death for that. And it's different experiences. Like people think they know someone, but they don't really know everything about you. They really don't. And at the same time, do you? That's what I'm getting at. At the end of the day, you are the one that allows your emotions, your self-esteem, your problems to consume you and get to you. So, you know, just take it for what it is, one day at a time. I can't wait for spring to fully hit because I'm gonna be running around Central Park on one of these. Hopefully. Can't do it right now, but yeah, I will. All right, so this is the wind up. Different environment, different everything, just closing it off. Long day, probably some bad recording, wind factor, a lot of stuff. Just have a good night. Best way I could say it. I can't think of anything else. We'll see what happens next time. I'll plan things better.